All right, so we've already talked about one rule for poetry, the rule of so what. So your writing having a purpose or a reason that it was written. We're going to talk about another rule today, and it's called the rule of write about a pebble, which is not a very technical term, but I hope it'll be useful. So, Nathan Bunyan was a former seventh grader who wrote a poem about pebbles, literally. They weren't a metaphor for anything, it was just straight up pebbles. And in case you forgot what pebbles look like, just kidding. Follow along with his first draft with me, please. Pebbles. A mineral, a rock, a quiet, innocent little thing that comes in all shapes and sizes that you find on the beach, outdoors, or on your floor. But you think it's just another ordinary thing. But if you think hard, it's something that's special. Where would all the beaches, sand, and gravel driveways be if it weren't for that one tiny, quiet, innocent, ordinary pebble? Now, he wrote this poem because he thought that pebbles and blades of grass and all these small things that are just all over the world that we take for granted, he thought they were neat. And he's right. But the problem is that as a reader, I'm not convinced that each pebble is important or that each pebble matters because I can't see or feel or hear any of these pebbles. He's using really vague words like thing, all shapes and sizes, instead of telling me a specific shape or size that it looks like. You can find it anywhere. It's not specific to one place. Ordinary, and just words that really don't paint a picture in my mind. The details that would bring this pebble that he thinks is so important to life just aren't here. Okay? So, what was his solution? He decided to go outside and the perfect pebble from the gravel, and he brought it back to his desk and observed it with all of his senses. Except taste, he did not put the pebble in his mouth, I'm sorry to say. And here's what he came up with. Follow along again. Pebbles. Now, I'm not talking about any pebble. This one, I mean, that's polygon shaped and has a rough yet gentle surface that I can roll around in my palm, that I can throw up in midair and catch in my hand. The one that dropped on the table makes a click, rattle, click that's so light I can balance it on my thumb. Now, I hope I'm not asking too much, but can you look closely, as I did with this pebble, and then find your own special thing in the world? The poem is just drastically different. I've highlighted all the parts that I can see and feel and hear, and I'm convinced this time. I believe what he's saying about how significant this little thing is in this world. And he even makes a calling to the reader. Go out and do this for yourself. Figure out what your pebble is. What do you find fascinating that's tiny and seemingly not important? Back to the rule. Do not write about a general topic or idea. Instead, write about a specific, observable, meaning you can see it, person or place, occasion, could be a holiday or a special time, object, animal, or experience. Go for specific, go for something you can picture in your mind. Its meaning or essence will lie in the sensory images that the writer, that's you, evokes. So what do you see, hear, smell, touch, and taste? And I'm so embarrassed, but I misspelled here. Let me fix that. Okay. So let's look at some examples just so you can see it instead of just being told it. When I say to you, don't write about pebbles, write about a pebble, this is what I mean. Don't write about fall. Fall is pebbles. Write about this particular fall day. That is a pebble. Go to the window, go outside, see what it looks like right now. Don't write about sunsets, that's pebbles. Write about the amazing sunset you saw last night. That is a pebble. Don't write about dogs or kittens. Observe and write about your dog, your kitten. Don't write about friendship. Write about your friend and what he or she does to be a good friend to you. Don't write about love. Write specifically about someone or something you love. These are the greatest love poems and do not sound like Hallmark cards. Don't write about sailing. Remember and write about a time specifically that you went sailing. Don't write about babies, even though they're cute. Write about your baby sister, your baby cousin. Don't write about reading. Write about your experience reading one particular book. Don't write about pumpkins. Write about the pumpkin you carved last night, the pumpkin you grew from seeds, your family's jack-o'-lantern that the cruel high school boys smashed on the road. So go for specific, observable experiences. Okay? Your next step, here's what I want. You are going to, 1, look at your so what chart. You came up with 3 topics or subjects for poems. I want you to determine if your topics are pebbles or a pebble. If they are pebbles, you know what you need to do. Make pebbles more specific. You can just change or add to your ideas right on your chart. Just draw arrows in the margins or erase if you need to. But that's what I'm expecting when I come around and check your chart within the next day or 2. I want to see a pebble, not pebbles. Okay? If you still do not understand what I mean when I say go for a pebble, not pebbles, you need to let me know. Got it?